We left Valinor, our home, and journeyed to a distant realm. One filled with untold perils and strange creatures beyond count. A place known as Middle-earth.
The first time we meet Galadriel, it's in Valinor when she's a little girl. She has a conversation with Finrod, her brother. And basically that conversation is about that life is not going to be as easy as it has been. And after that conversation, we get into a big war. The next time that we see Galadriel is centuries later. She's chasing the trace of evil.
Galadriel is haunted by the mistakes that the elves made, but also this lingering fear that they didn't complete the task of ridding the world of the evil of Morgoth. And so she's been on a quest for over 1,000 years.
I'm Markella and I'm playing Eleanor Killamark Brandyfoot, otherwise known as Snorri. Welcome to the Harfoot community. These are all of our carts. A lot of them are in like a camouflage mode so that when we're on the migration, we are not attracting any unwanted predators.
The Harfoots were some of our first characters. For us, it was really important to convey that they are nomads in this world. They don't live in little hills. They actually live in carts that move around, and that they're camouflaged. So they're little and they're hiding.
This is the place where we will meet our Harfoots for the very first time. We know that hobbits are very skilled at remaining unseen in nature, even in the Third Age. We sort of took some of those things back to their kind of primal roots and said, so what if you had this community of wandering migratory Harfoots? How would they blend in with the world around them? We'll come to see them as people who are very skilled and adept from hiding from the dangers of the outside world.
I think one of the main things that attracted me, even as a young kid, was the creatures. Early on, we started thinking about what would this environment mean to this troll? It lives in this abandoned, icy fortress. Maybe it would sit for long periods of time and ice would form in the fur, and then it would move and that ice would crack. We looked at even giving it a little bit of facial hair, and that facial hair could have some ice stuck into it as well.
Everyone is equipped with the foundation of skill fighting, sword work and hand-to-hand. We go, okay, he's an elf. Then the movements adapt to the foundation that we built.
It's about 20 kgs, this whole outfit, so you kind of get used to it after a while.
There's a lot of imagery in their chainmail, and it was all labour-intensive handling. They've been on this quest for 1,000 years, and they've been through things. They've had wounds that have healed and things, but stuff has happened to their clothing, so they're sort of a slightly glamorous but bedraggled group that have worn out by years and years and years of searching and hunting.
We have to show that we have kind of like a timeless wisdom or dignity in the way that we dispatch with an opponent within a fight.
I think that was very important in that scene with the snow troll, was to see Meth doing her own stunts. For the audience, it's beautiful to see. And the use that she does of the sword is fantastic,
My biggest fear is that I'm going to hit someone in the face with my sword. So I was very glad that my first bit of stunt stuff involved this imaginary troll. The recklessness that she has, emotionally, is also kind of physical. She's scrappier than some of the elves at the beginning because she's losing her connection to what makes you an elf, the elegance and regalness of the elf.
Today, our days of peace begin. What she's doing is she's kicking the embers around, and that's how you start a fire. In my opinion, she's making things worse. So my goal is to insist strongly that she returns to Valinor and finds eternal peace and reward for her years of service.
I think that Gil-galad can see that she's not well. She's being saved from the viciousness and brutality of war.
It's a very conflictive context. Again, is this kind of context between war and peace. So it's not that the day you declare peace, you have peace. It's a very difficult decision for Galadriel to decide if she goes back home, finally, after so many years fighting against the forces of Morgoth. She's driven by the light, and it's darkness behind. So you have your main hero choosing between light and darkness, and she chooses darkness.